just thought I'd pick up the camera and do a little bit of a one-take video. No editing, no messing about. Our Wednesday videos are normally quite heavily edited, but I just thought I was going to pick up the camera and talk away. A lot happening at the minute, a lot of building going on still. Ice is setting in, which is making a problem. The frost setting in, which is a problem for the concrete. But there's a lot happening, a lot of fish coming into the country. A lot of changes, new member of staff. I have mentioned that previously for the new business, which will be getting launched next week, so we'll talk about that more. A lot of people have said like it's a courier business, we're importing from Japan, all this different stuff. Look, I'll be honest, it's quite a simple business. It's not too exciting, but it will be a very good service essentially. So I'm looking forward to announcing that next week, but we'll leave that for next week so it can have its full glory when it does come out. Just had two young lads in a Porsche, having to play Porsche, like try and race me, and obviously I'm in a Tiguan, so yeah, I thought that was quite funny. But anyway, so I'm doing this. I'm not going to monetize this because if I swear, I don't want to jeopardize the monetization on YouTube. Not that that makes any money. Bear in mind, we've been monetized for nearly 2 years. It's made about $800, something like that, maybe £800, I don't know. I've never actually took a penny out of YouTube. I just leave it in there because we'll do something with it eventually when it's a figure that I think, oh, that looks like a nice figure that I wouldn't mind having in my bank. Then I'll put my bank details into YouTube and I'll get the money out. But right now, I think it's £800 that's sat in there. So yeah, a lot happening, guys. We imported 200 decent shower this week. Third year we've had them, really excited about that. We're going to be doing some sort of winter grow outs. The NND Sankey, they're doing well. The temperatures we had, some of the ponds are struggling, staying up to 10, but be honest, that cold spell really kicked in and you don't realise how cold it gets until the cold weather's here, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is really cold again. So yeah, you just forget, don't you? You just forget how cold it actually gets. But yeah, so a lot happening at the minute. I feel, to be honest, my head's spinning lately. There's been so much going on that I've struggled to actually catch up in myself. I've had a headache every day this week, which isn't good. Definitely isn't good. And I feel like that is just because I've got a lot going on. So we're getting out the last of the fish. We're still selling fish. We have still been selling fish, and we're importing them this time of year. So as long as your pond's ready for it and you're ready for them, there's no reason why we can't be shipping out this time of year. I do stand by that. I am an advocate. I'm not one of these people who goes, you can only sell fish 6 months of the year and you can't sell them on hot days and you can't sell them on cold days. Of course, 24-hour shipping, you do have to take that into account. You do have to make sure the prep is done properly. We do make sure we've got empty bellies. Definitely helps. A little bit of salt in the bag. If you're getting a new fish to your address, you're better having a little bit of salt in your pond. It does help, or at least in your quarantine tanks. And keeping stable temperatures always helps, no matter what the temp is, high or low. But stable temperatures are definitely important. Sorry, let me just get over this motorway then. Oh, you'll have my attention back. So yeah, there's a lot happening. Someone said something a couple of weeks ago, and again, I just didn't really bother about it. Like, I made it quite clear. I'm just going to talk away here, but it might make sense. I'm just talking. Now, you know how Rob feels when I send them 50 clips and then go make a video out of that. But yeah, someone said last week about the YouTuber thing, the koi tuber, or the other week, and I thought I'll just address that because I made a conscious effort a little while back to sort of not interact with a lot of the koi YouTubers, not because of any other reason apart from my own sanity. I feel like a lot of them are great and a lot of them are nice people who just have nice ponds and want to video the journeys and stuff, and that's fantastic. But there is sort of a bit of a subculture of not potentially nice people, or not nice clicks, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. But I did want to sort of say that I still do speak to people. Like me and Jamie from Keeping It Koi had a good conversation the other night, and then me and Dave from Eden Koi had a conversation a few days ago, and so I do still speak to a fair few of the YouTubers, and I've got nothing against anyone, and I do wish them all the best in their own channels. There's a few of them that just ride on clout, and I've just got no interest in that. But there's a few people in the koi world, not even YouTubers, that do the same, and they ride on clout, and we've got a couple in our WhatsApp groups, to be honest, which I am aware of. I'll leave them there. But yeah, it's not. It doesn't bother me too much. But someone said to me, like, do you bother with like the YouTubers and whatever? And I said I used to, I don't really anymore. I just thought it's just sort of say that. I think a lot happened last year, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to stay on my own. If anyone's ever watched the Early Doors, it's called. It's a program based in a pub, and there's an fella in it called Tommy, and he gets asked, "Do you want a pint, Tommy?" And he goes, "No, I'll stay on my own." And it was sort of the mindset that I thought, I'm going to live by that. I'm just going to stay on my own, do what we do. My Boy's Koi is growing, and it hasn't stopped growing since the day we started. As I said, we're launching this new business, which is very exciting, to be honest, because I feel like if we get it right, we're really going to piss the industry off. And I think that's what, not I want to piss everyone off, but you only piss people off when you're doing something that is affecting everyone. And as I said, I'm not intending to piss people off, that's not the right term, but I am intending to make a difference, and I am intending to give a really good, reliable, cheap service. So as I said, we'll leave that for next week, but that is one thing that is heavily there in the back of my mind. Steve, who's just started for us, been here 1 week now, and he's really been working hard on the website, so, you know, really props to him on that first week's work. Hopefully next week, by the end of next weekend, we should be ready to go. I just want to make sure we're right and we hit the ground running. Yeah, a lot of fish arriving from Japan. I've mentioned a few times in the past that I want a big koi shop. Well, I feel like I've finally decided I don't want a big shop. I want a farm. And when I say farm, I mean an actual farm, a proper, you know, cow, sheep farm, but turn it into a koi farm that we can live on the land and we can grow the business as big as it needs to go, because we've got space and barns and whatever we need to. So that is the plan. I feel like I want to become like the UK mecca of koi. I want to be that place in the UK where people go, have you visited? You need to visit that place is amazing. And I don't think we can ever achieve that in a shop. So for the time being, we're just going to stay on our own and just carry on doing that, and just carry on growing it and getting a bit bigger, a bit better, a few more pounds in the bank, waiting for the day when we do strike out, we get that big farm and we build the dream. Talking about money in the bank, like, one of the things that I've always prided ourselves, or our business on, mine and Becky's business, is that we don't owe money out, we don't carry debt, we haven't got bank loans, we haven't got investors, we haven't got anything to really, you know, hold us back. So, and I don't want that. I don't want to go to the bank and owe them £500,000. I don't want to go to an investor and I have to sign my soul over to be able to grow my business. We grew from nothing, and I mean from very, very little in the beginning. Paddling pools off Amazon, polyzones off Amazon, I've said all this many times before. And right now, we're decent sized. The agent in Japan said to me last week, Chris, he said, you're very quickly becoming one of the bigger dealers. He said, you need to get out to Japan. And I said, look, I'm very aware I need to be out in Japan. I said, but we're trying to grow this business. And I said, and one of the hard things for us, for me personally, is leaving the fish. We've got a lot of fish here, and most of my money swims, if I'm being totally honest and talking to the core. You know, a lot of money, a lot of time and effort has been invested into this business, and I haven't really got people around me where I can say, I'm going to go to Japan for 2 weeks, you just look after all them fish. So we are hopefully going to grow that, and we're hopefully going to take on a new member of staff after Christmas and expand that bit where I can go to Japan. And I'd like to be in Japan 2, 3, 4 times a year for the harvest, for the, you know, for some of the big award shows and stuff like that. I'd like to be competing in Japan, and I think the rate we've moved and how fast we have grown, I feel like that is going to happen. It's just a matter of time when we will be in Japan a lot, but for right now we just need to stay on our own and keep working and keep ploughing along and building and creating the business that I think that we can achieve. I don't think anyone else has got the ambition to achieve what I want to achieve. There's been people in the UK koi industry for 10, 20, 30 years, and they haven't really seemed to have done too much apart from have a shop, have one base, which is what I don't want shops all over the country, to be fair. I only want one massive facility, but I don't think there is a massive facility that I can compare it to. I don't think there's anyone else in the UK that has achieved what I would like to achieve. And maybe it's impossible, but when you look at the likes of Fitz in America and you see what he's doing out there, we don't come close. We don't even scratch the surface of that. If you look at Infiltration, which was Peter Waddington's business in the 80s, nothing comes close. No one in the UK has come close to doing that. The UK koi farms, I'd probably say, are the only ones that are coming anywhere near that, but it's not the same, because the English bred stuff just doesn't interest me enough. So I think on scale, maybe some of them have got the facilities, but I want to be creating a mini Japan over here, to be honest. Big farm, big facility, big tunnels, growing on fish all year round, fish over a metre on site. You know, I've really got that inspiration, that ambition to achieve that. And look, there's not one part of me that thinks that we won't do that in the next 5 years. Really don't. If I haven't got a koi farm, a proper farm, acres and acres and acres of land and tunnels and everything else, that's sustainable, by the way. Not an overnight thing, not just like, oh, let's get a field and throw some tunnels on it and it all goes wrong. That's not what I'm trying to do. I really want to do something good that lasts. And everything we've done has lasted. Everything I've said so far that we have actually put into fruition. Don't get me wrong, I was going to do a koi food, didn't end up doing it. Realised the market was saturated and the cost involved for what you actually get out of it is not great. And a few other bits. We were going to get land local to me, and then the guy, the money conversation started, and then they got higher and higher, and it was just like, oh no, I don't like this conversation anymore. We had the lake in Liverpool, and if I'm totally honest, I got shit on it. I was the only one who put money into it, and I lost all my money out of it with well over 10 grand. So I have tried to do stuff that hasn't gone to plan. And that's why, again, one of the reasons I'm thinking just stay on our own, buy our own land, build our own tunnels, build our own facility, do it right, do it once. I would like to be bringing in tens of thousands Tosai and then growing them right through to Yonsai, Gosai, where we've got meter fish up to, beyond, on site. We've got fish in Japan competing and much, much more. So I think the journey's just beginning. It's very, very early for us. Nothing's really set in stone yet. Already we've said we're going left and we went right a few times. So I think it's quite hard to say what we're going to do next, or what is going to be the next big thing. What I do know though is this season coming, 2026, we're going to be bigger than we were in 2025. We're going to be better than we were in 2024 and 5. So yeah, I think on the actual fish side of it, we're growing well, we're doing well, we're getting better. Once I've got someone on board 5 days a week, that'll be a game changer. As you know, there's people who do the odd day here and there, and as I say, Steve's now doing the other side of the business, but it's not the fish. So yeah, it does. I like to drive and talk. I think I might do this as a bit of a feature every now and again, and just literally talk away. And if you're interested in it, because I listen to stuff like this, but on other industries, building and whatever. And so if you are interested, just drop it in the comments and say, yeah, Danny, I like your ramblings. Do you know what I mean? Just drop it in and let me know, and I might do more as time goes on. It's more informal, less effort going into setting it up. I can just put the camera on the motorway, and just talk away. So let me know if you are interested in this type of content, and I will do a few more of them. We've decided that we're going to be putting out our 4 videos a week, which is our Wednesday video. Sorry, 4 videos a month, our Wednesday video, and then we're going to be doing 1 feature video a month as well. So there'll be 5 proper videos on the channel. And then if you're interested in this type of content, there might be 1 or 2 of these a month as well, where I'm just talking away at the camera. As I said, let me know if you're interested in that. So we've got another import on the 3rd or the 4th of December. It was the 4th, but I feel like it's been changed to the 3rd. I need to check that, but that's more tosai and a few more bigger fish. Sorry, my nose did itchy. Yes, more tosai. I think it's 240 tosai on top of the 200 is a shower, plus bigger fish as well. So yeah, quite excited about that. We have been on the Japan Breeders auctions recently as well. We done sorry, my nose did itchy. We done what did we buy? We bought the 2 boxes of Issa shower, and that was quite an experience, because that was one of the auctions where it set to reset, so it gets to a second left, and literally I went, oh my god, I've got these here for next to nothing, and then it got to 1 second left and went bang back to 5 minutes, and it done that at twice up to 1 second, and most of the time people were just bidding before it got to 1 second, which was quite annoying actually. It ended up taking about half an hour just to buy 1 box of fish before I finally got the bid and I won. But yeah, interesting experience. To be honest, it is what it is. That's their way of doing it, so there's not much I can say about it, but not potentially the best experience of doing it. I'd rather do the auction. You bid what you bid. I'm going to pay this much. I'm either in or I'm out, but obviously you don't really get that luxury. The 5 minutes resets constantly, so yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, so I'm not really sure what else to say, but I think I like where we're at. I'll be honest, as I said, my stress levels, I don't know if I said this, but my stress levels have been quite high lately. Trying to achieve what I want to achieve and trying to get to what I want to get to. Winter is always hard when you've got koi, especially when you're bringing in tosai the way we're bringing them in. Not too many people want to bring in tosai this time of year because of the cold weather. I don't blame them, but we work every month. We don't stop. We trade every single day. Every Sunday we do a live auction. Wednesday, normally on Tuesday and Friday we do a WhatsApp auction. So it's quite intense for us to have a lot of fishing. So the 500 tosai that we'll need, or 440 tosai that we've got, they probably won't last too long before they're sold out. And it brings me on to a good point actually, that someone said to me last week, a friend of mine, or the koi dealer, said, you've got that bit of the market where you sell a lot of cheaper fish. And I said, well, my argument to that'll be is that other dealers don't tend to put as much effort into cheaper fish as I do, and I don't feel like they think they're above them or whatever. But if you're spending £25 on a fish, or £30 on a fish, £40 on a fish, I feel like you should get the same level of service as if you're spending £200 on a fish. So that fish should be photographed and videoed and stuff like that. And as much as I do, we do the odd bowl video, but I try and photograph every single fish that's going online individually and give a video with it as well, just so when you're spending that £25, £35, whatever it may be, you get that full level of service as well. I think that's quite important, because it's still 25 quid. It's not nothing, is it? You might go to work for a couple of hours for that money, so I feel like they should be individually photographed. I feel like a little bit of effort should be put into them, and that's what I do, and that's what I do stand by that, and I will always do that. I will always try and give the best level of service to the person spending 25 quid or the person spending £2,000. I do that as much as I can. I am only one man. Mistakes can happen, things go wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm actually quite conscious of the fact that we're not perfect, and I don't like it. I want to be better. We are 100% better than we were last year, and no doubt we'll be a lot better than we are this year. If things getting better, ponds are better, infrastructure's better, and just even the systems being able to photograph fish to to a decent level as fast as what I do now. Whereas a year ago, it might have took me 20 minutes to get a decent photograph of a fish, and I can probably do it in about 2 minutes now when I've got a bowl of them ready, because I've just got a bit more of a knack for it. Stuff like that doesn't have to speed up your day, and it makes life a bit better. Having the proper equipment that you need and everything else. And as I said, we didn't have any equipment. We didn't have nothing at the beginning. Spending £50 on a bottle of sedate 2 years ago was like, oh god, another 50 quid. So things are better, and they are getting better. Yeah, not really. As I said, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what you're going to think of this content, because at the end of the day, I'm just talking away about random stuff that pops into my head. So on that note, guys, I think I am going to end the video here. But if you have stayed to this point and you have enjoyed it, drop a comment in, let me know what you think about me just rambling in the car. If I don't get many comments, then I'm probably going to say, well, this wasn't a win, so we'll forget about this. But if you do want a little koi car convo, might patent that before anyone else does, trademark that. But if you do want a little koi car convo, drop it in the comments, let me know. But apart from that, guys, remember, hit the like and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, why not? You have listened to me waffle on for 21 minutes. You should be subscribed. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.